So, there's something that's really been bugging me lately, and it's when people say, trust the science, follow the science. And it's like, yeah, okay, science, yeah, of course you should. Science is an objective truth about reality based on, well, empirical observation and logical deduction. Yeah, of course you should, yeah. In a rational sense, you know, you should follow the science. Yeah, I agree. But the problem arises when they say the science changed. Like, you know, when it was with a mask thing, right? Back in, April, oh no, don't wear masks, they won't help you. You know, in fact, they make it worse because you won't be social distancing. And then, you know, come June, July, you're like, oh, the mask, what? Yes, you should definitely wear one. Yeah, well, in fact, we'll make it mandatory. We'll fine you if you're caught not wearing a mask. Unless you're exempt, of course. And, like, science. Things of science, it doesn't change. Science does not change. Science is an objective, independent truth, right? You can't, the mass of a proton in terms of, electron volts, it doesn't change, at least we don't think it changes. 1 plus 1, I know it's math, but math and science are connected. 1 plus 1 is always 2, right? That's 2, those 2 fingers. There is an objective reality and it doesn't change. It's constant with time. It's invariant with time. It's invariant with your opinion on it. And so the problem I have with saying, science, the science has changed. No, it doesn't. Your perception of reality has changed. Okay, yeah, maybe you didn't know something that you do now about masks, for example, or about, schools staying open won't harm the coronavirus, won't help spread the coronavirus. Remember that? In like December, January, or it changes suddenly. And but yeah, like you're really shit at science if you're flip-flopping like that all the time, especially on something as basic as, will this type of thing covering a breathing orifice stop the spread of a virus? Like, you should know that. That's very basic, It's not like string theory. It's something that you can observe. And, there's this Danish study, right, that media are quite quiet about, which, says, there's no strong statistical evidence that even quite high-grade masks do much at all. And, cloth masks, they don't do much at all. The uncertainty is so huge. It's like using a fishnet as a roof over your house. And, again, I'm not saying masks don't work at all. I'm just saying I haven't seen any evidence that they do. I've seen a few, corrupt communists, like that Tedros guy saying, oh, now you should wear a mask. But that's not science. That's just someone telling you they want you to do something. And same with, Chris Whitty and that. The science doesn't change. And but what it really said, not just, that they're being silly with all the science stuff. It says that maybe they're quite shit at science. Or that, maybe they're deliberately being shit at science. Maybe they are just incompetent. I don't know, a lot of inbreeding and the British. All right, calm down. Shh. Yeah, right. There's a lot of inbreeding in, the British nobility. Maybe their IQ has dropped down so much. And, it's not meritocratic anymore, right? It's just hereditary, all these positions, more or less. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that science, science doesn't change, and you want to follow and everyone should, follow the science. But it's not even a matter of following the science. Science rules, not scientists, but science, the objective truth, rules. And what we've seen empirically is, masks haven't stopped the spread of the virus, obviously, because it's gone up pretty constantly ever since they were mandated in July. And if they work so well, why does everyone have to wear one? And again, why does it still not work? If you wear a mask when you walk into the pub, it'll be fine. Oh no, we got to close the pubs, they're not safe. There is so much doublethink here, and the thing is, a doublethink with science, it doesn't make sense. You can't have 2 different sciences. There's one truth, and you need to stand by that truth, and you need to back it up. And it hasn't been seen with, masks, with schools, with all of this stuff. yeah, science doesn't change unless you're a shit scientist. And it's very simple. Yeah, something like does a mask work or not? Well, it doesn't look like it does. Okay, well, why would we mandate it? And yeah, I know there's this, obviously there's a very strong libertarian argument against mandating things like masks, which I happen to agree with. But there's another argument as well about just the science. What's rational, and people are saying, well, we should follow the science and don't care about your human rights. Okay, but you don't even know what the science is. So, there's two tiers of this bullshit, right? No one's even being able to have the moral argument, and no one's even able to have the scientific argument. And, but yeah, what this just says, other than a possibility of malevolence, which again, that's very far down the rabbit hole, but it also just says about, like the British Medical Association just really shit, right? Because people like Neil Ferguson, who broke his own lockdown rules to go fuck some blonde mistress, which I don't blame him. But again, I hate the hypocrisy. People like him, like Chris Whitty, they've all been saying, "Oh, lockdown, make people wear masks, stop people gathering and stuff, because that'll stop the spread." But it hasn't, has it? You got, what was it, over 3 million confirmed cases, 100,000 COVID-related deaths. Which, yeah, again, you could argue, there's not how many actually died of it, but people are still saying it looks pretty bad, and they're like, yeah, it's bad. I mean, you compare it to Asian countries, and yeah, I know China's probably lying, but still, they haven't destroyed their economy again and again and again. I know they do seem to have ongoing de facto restrictions in China, but it's certainly more open than here. You're freer in China than you are here. So what went wrong? This whole trusting the science thing, trusting your science, which constantly changes, that's not working out. That's not working out. And I know, I am crossing a red line here with YouTube maybe, because, you're not going to question the WHO and stuff. Well, no, but the WHO isn't following science. Science doesn't change. There are some very basic things that you should know. And, you could say, oh, well, they did their best. Yeah, okay. But, with science, you should also realise that, if there isn't a scientific, a political solution, that's backed up by science that can prevent the spread of a virus, reasonably, then what's the point doing it? You say, okay, well, let's just get everyone, Great Barrington Declaration style, you build up your immune system. That is the science. Because, yeah, 3 lockdowns, this one's an indefinite lockdown, it seems. Destroyed civil liberties, destroyed economy. Everything's been sacrificed, people missing out on cancer operations, people killing themselves, I could go on. And still one of the worst death rates in the world. So what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? It's like, yeah, people saying, oh, follow, trust the doctors are doing great. No, they're not. These epidemiologists, these doctors, they've done shit. They've done absolutely shit. Chris Whitty, yeah, like him or not, I don't like him. I don't like the decisions he's made. I don't like him morally. But as a scientist, he's done a shit job. Neil Ferguson's done a shit job. Van Tam, he's done a shit job. Look at the state of things. Look at the fucking state of things. You calling this, all these lockdowns and stuff successful? Bullshit, they were not successful. Look around and say, oh yeah, it worked. No, it didn't fucking work. It hasn't worked, and it will continue not to work. Yeah, they say, oh, but Sweden's had a terrible death rate. No, it hasn't. Sweden has a far lower death rate than the UK. You can check out the numbers. And they don't have one lockdown. No mask mandate, as far as I'm aware. Florida, same, UK is one of the worst places in the world at the moment for death rates. And it's been 3 fucking lockdowns and ongoing restrictions. And still you got that. The science works, not your science. Chief medical officer, all these people who are advising the government, they've done a shit job. They should be fired. They are not following the science, because if they were following the science, we wouldn't be in this situation. There is a better way. This is like Piers Morgan said, and I hate Piers Morgan, but he's right on this. It's the worst of both worlds. Fuck the science. I shouldn't say. I'm getting angry, but the British Medical Association, people who are advising the government, they've done a terrible job. They're not following the science, because again, the science would lead, if it following the correct science, you get cases down, keep people alive and stuff, that would lead to expedient outcomes. There'd be less people dead. There'd be a less fucked economy. They've done a terrible job, and well, they should all be fired either for treason or incompetence. You know, they've done a terrible job. You don't trust. You know, there's only one true science, and they haven't followed it. They keep on, you know, spouting different sciences when it makes, you know, whenever they want, and there's only one true science, and that science is reflected in empirical reality. And you know, the reality is that the UK's done shit. So yeah, that's shit. I don't trust any UK scientists in the mainstream, because they haven't, you know, their ideas haven't worked, obviously, right? Are we going to deny reality that, oh yeah, we've done such a good job, like Matt Hancock says, we've come so far? No, we haven't. We've done shit. Just locked everything down again and again. Cases have gone back up and the NHS is apparently overwhelmed. So you've done a terrible job. There's no defence to this. Yeah. So, I mean, this is just such a self-evident thing to me. Like, you know, the science hasn't worked, has it? It hasn't. Tell me, you know, the science has worked and we're in a good position. It hasn't. It hasn't. You know, their science does not work, so it's not science. It's simple as that, really. They're doing a huge disservice to the discipline of science, and it really breaks my heart and pisses me off, frankly. But yeah, cheers, guys.